Hello there, it's Kim from Crafty Roo Designs, and today is day 3 of our Christmas countdown, so let's see what our stamp is. It's friend, or as Ed says, fry end. So as you can see, I have that lovely flower we stamped yesterday in one of the carrier bags we have from our stamps. And then there is our stamp, our friend stamp. It is a bit of a bruiser of a saying stamp. And we're going to use it on this pink tag, so I'm going to get my flower out of my little bag, which keeps it nice and safe. And then we have our pink tag we've been working on for the last couple of days. So I'm just going to faff now with a few layouts because I'm not quite sure how I want it to fit, because it does fit the width of our tag, but it could also look quite nice going up and down our page. And I also don't really want to hide too much of that flower, but whatever I decide to do in my layout, I do need to get it stamped, so I'm going to stamp it in grey onto some scrap card. There we go, and we have our lovely friend stamped onto that white card. And then I'm just going to trim it down a little bit so I can have a bit of a play with it. I think sometimes you need to stamp the stamps, cut them out, and then move them around your page to get the layout you want. Or at least that's how I do it, when I'm not quite sure what to do. So I think I've got a bit of a layout going there. So I'm just going to find some bits because it's looking a little bit, well, not quite right. So it needs some things behind it. So I've just got some floof, one of my favourite things in the world. And I'm going to find some coloured card as well. So this is where my teeny tiny scraps of card come in handy. So I'm trying to stick with my theme and get some pink scraps of card and some brown to back that saying in. So I'm just going to tear around these pieces of scrap because it's really old card. It's that Coordinations that has a different coloured centre, so I might as well use it, hadn't I? You can see these are the tiniest scraps in my scrap box, but they work wonderfully for just matting a sentiment like this. I think that works, and then I'm just going to back my friend onto some brown card and then just trim that down. So now it's time to actually make a decision on how I'm going to stick this down. And as you can see, I am going over one of the holes of my tag book, so I will need to re-hole that later on. So as you can see, after much faffing, I've decided I want my saying at the bottom of the page with my flower on top. So now it's time to get this stuck down. And just remember, if you do cover over your holes, you will need to repunch them. So I'm just layering it up. I've got those lovely pink pieces of card, then our floof, and finally our friend that I will just stick on with some foam pads, but I need to trim those ends off first. And I'm still faffy with my layout. I'm going to stick my flower down first, and then I'll stick my friend down. There we go, and I'm just holding it down over that floof to make sure it does stick properly. And friend is just going to get stuck on using some foam pads. And I'm going to put 3 on there because it has to go through, it has to hold the floof as well. There we go, and as you can see, I have sealed up one of the holes, so I just need to repunch that so that it'll fit back in my book nicely. And then because we did that lovely mat on our flowers, you can see I've just snipped into it a little bit to give it some texture, some depth. I'm just going to stick that on. It does need a little gem in the centre. And then finally, we are going to finish off our tag using a little bit of ribbon, because no tag will be complete without a beautiful ribbon at the top. So I've got some cream and I've got some pink ribbon. I'm just going to tie a knot around that piece, and I think this tag is all done. So we have our first tag completed of our tag book. But I am really loving that friend stamp, and I think it'll make a fabulous background. So we are not done for today. I'm going to take our craft card tag, because I'm actually going to go for a bit of a grungy theme this time. We had our beautiful pink, and now we're going to go for a grungy theme. So on to tag number 2. So I'm going to go for really easy corners on this one, and I'm just going to round them off, because again that helps with that grungy feel, doesn't it? We've got that very solid rectangle stamp of our saying, and then I am mirroring that with our corners on our tag. And I've chosen some colours there. I have got some very grungy colours, antique linen, tie-dye and walnut stain. And I'm just going to do a splodge background. So simply just put your ink onto a non-porous surface, give it a spritz, and then splat your tag into it. It really is that simple. But remember to dry it between each layer. So that's the first layer dry, and then I'm going to pop some tea dye on there as well. So I'm going to do exactly the same, ink onto the desk, spritz it, and then splodge my tag in there. And you can see we get that wonderful background. So I'm going to find our day 1 stamp, because it is such a wonderful texture stamp. I did say we'd be using that one a lot. And just remember, it does have numbers on it, so it has got a right way and a wrong way. And I'm just going to randomly stamp this down the side. Now this really doesn't show up very well on camera, because it's such a pale colour, but it is there and it does add texture to our tag. It just adds another layer. can just about make it out on screen, but it is a lot, well, it is a lot more prominent in real life. So let's get our tag from today, our lovely friend, and ink that up using our walnut stain. And we are just going to stamp this across our tag. So I'm using first, second, third generation stamps on this. And I'm just going to fill that lovely, lovely tag. And you can see what a fabulous background it makes. And there you go, you've got a fabulous background. I'm not sure we're going to do much more with this today. I am just going to distress around the edge because it does bring it all together. So I'm just going around with the same colour again, that walnut stain, just to frame our tag. And a quick tidy up, and I think we are done for today. So we have finished tag number 1, which is our beautiful pink tag with that flower and our friend stamp, and then we have started tag 2 using our friend stamp from today. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.